President Biden is in Brussels right now to meet with other heads of NATO. What, in your mind, will be discussed, and what needs to be accomplished to perhaps end what's going on in Ukraine?
Well, I'll tell you what needs to be the top list. President Biden has got to reassure our European allies in NATO that Putin's a real threat to their security, a threat to ours, a threat to world peace. And they're going to have to step up. We're going to have to rearm. We're going to have to get Germany going and others with us. We live in a tough world. Putin he's a dangerous man. He's a smart man, and he's bent on reestablishing the Russian Empire.
Is there any stopping him? Is the aid package that we are sending enough to get the job done?
I think it's what we're sending. We're sending a lot of aid, and it's just now getting there to the Ukrainian people that are fighting for their lives, literally, and there's going to be a lot more coming. The president of the Ukraine has put up a heroic stand there and rallying his people. That I think Putin is surprised at the resistance that the Ukrainians thus far have shown, and they've got to show more, and we want to help them short of a nuclear exchange. We don't need a nuclear exchange. Nobody wants that. Putin certainly wouldn't want it, but we need to help the people. Look at the plight of the people. Look what Putin's doing, and what he's doing in the Ukraine, he would do in Poland, he would do in Germany. He'd do anything he could get by with.
You sound confident that Putin will not use nuclear weapons, although the Russians have said nuclear weapons will be used if they are backed into a corner. What should our response be? So far, it has been extremely soft to those really tough words.
Well, I don't think he would use nuclear weapons, but if he did, he would do so at his own peril and at the peril of the world, because you never know where that would lead to. With nuclear-armed Russia, nuclear-armed China, nuclear-armed the U.S., British, France, it would not be good for the world or anybody. But Putin has underestimated the fighting spirit of the Ukrainian people, and that's good. But we need to let them keep resisting. We got to do everything we can to help, and we are doing it.
It is amazing to see what kind of resistance they are putting up there in Ukraine. Back here in Washington and more closely in Alabama, why did former President Trump take back his endorsement of Congressman Brooks for Alabama Senator?
Oh, I don't really know. I saw where some of the polls showed that Congressman Brooks was running third in the race behind Katie Britt and Mike Durant. That was probably a thing, and I don't think he was running a great campaign, but he probably had some differences with the president. Who knows? But I think Katie Britt is the best candidate in the race, but she'll have to keep fighting that on the ground. There's a long time till May the 24th.
So you're endorsing Katie Britt, it sounds like to me. Will you also suggest that the president endorse her? His weight goes a long way in this state.
Well, that'd be up to the president. I think anybody would like, in a Republican primary, like the president's endorsement. He would have some meaning. Katie Britt was my chief of staff. I've endorsed her, but that's ultimately it's up to the people of Alabama to take or reject somebody, and you put your best foot forward and you work hard and state your case. I think that's what she's doing, but you know, it will be a spirited primary till May 24th, and probably even a runoff after that, just like it is in the governor's race.
The confirmation hearings are ongoing for Ketanji Brown Jackson. What are your thoughts on Judge Jackson's nomination for Supreme Court?
Well, I haven't met her yet. I think she's coming to see me next week, and I'll personally meet her for the first time. I voted against her when she was up for her last Court of Appeals judgeship, but I'll like to hear what she's got to say. A lot of good questions have been asked of her, and her views, her philosophy, and where she'd go as a Supreme Court justice. And that's part of a rigorous examination that we should do for every nominee for the Supreme Court.
Let's talk about inflation now. So far, as far as from the White House, it has been the blame game there on Capitol Hill. Is there an end in sight in your mind, or are we in this thing for the long haul and possibly a recession?
I think the inflation is going to be here a while. You can see it going up everywhere. Groceries are going up, wheat's going up because of what's going on in the Ukraine and Russia. You know, they're big wheat producers for the world. Oil and gas is going up. Everything is going up. And so inflation's got to be tamed, and sometimes it's hard to do, but we've got to do it. It will erode our whole economy if we don't.
Do you think enough is being done at the White House?
What now?
I said, do you think enough is being done to curb inflation at the White House?
What did you say, sir? Oh, no. Goodness, no. This is the beginning. It's just the beginning of the fight for inflation. The Federal Reserve will be involved, but we need to produce more oil, we need to produce more wheat. And the more stuff you have, the price will go down. You've got transportation problems in the world. You've had COVID. You've had a lot of reasons for it. But we cannot let it become rampant.
Senator, the last time we talked, the funding package was still being voted upon. It is now passed. About $1 billion of that package will be coming to the Mobile area. Is this, in a way, obviously, it's perhaps your last big chunk of cash that will be coming from Washington to this area? And we called it a nice parting gift on your behalf. It certainly is a nice way to say goodbye, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. We'll say goodbye later in the year, but right now it's a good sign that Mobile's on the cusp of a real economic takeoff. We're redeveloping the port. We're digging it deeper. We're transforming the airport. We're building an intermodal center there. I think the Mobile future is bright, and that's why we've tried to put so much money into it. It's worthwhile for the whole state and the nation.
Yeah, you said there is a lot of potential in Mobile. Do you think this will help this area get over the hump?
Oh, I think it will help Mobile for the next 50 years, big time.
Senator Shelby, as always, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.